Let's return now to Greece. We've heard the politics and the economics of the Eurozone bailout. Incidentally, the euro itself didn't move much today. But what about its effect on the people of Greece? We're joined now from Athens by the president of the Athens Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Konstantinos Mikalos, and by Karolos Papadas, who is studying for a PhD at the Athens University of Economics and Business. And with me in the studio here is 18-year-old student Theodora Francis. She's at City University doing speech therapy. She lives in Athens, but she's studying here. But let me come to you first, Konstantinos Mikalos. What can you say to these two young people? They've got their whole future ahead of them, and 10 years of it is going to be recession. What can you say to stop them leaving the country?
Well, I'm afraid, Mr. Snow, there's not a lot one can say at this particular time, because as far as the educational policy in our country here in Greece is concerned, it's gone in the wrong direction, at least over the last 10 to 15 years. However, what we must do, because this is now law of the country, this new austerity package, this new so-called rescue package, we have to work around it in order to enhance growth measures and stimulus into the economy, because austerity upon austerity will simply not do the trick. I fail to understand when even the Prime Minister, Mr. Papademos, and all the major political leaders here in Greece, including Chancellor Merkel and other EU leaders 3 to 4 weeks ago, indicated that the first rescue package, which was signed back in May of 2010, failed because it was the wrong economic recipe. We were very optimistic that this second rescue package would include more growth elements than we have seen.
Right.
I would say almost no growth elements are attached. So we need to work around this, this rescue package, and especially the new government that will emerge in the snap election that we're going to have in the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Karolos, you have studied outside Greece in your other university degrees. Now you're doing a PhD in Athens. Will you stay? Will you stay and fight?
Well, Mr. Snow, I was in Preston and London when I studied my 2 master's degrees, and I couldn't find a job when I came back here in Athens. Actually, I have took my decision. I will come back to England or somewhere else when I finish my PhD. Here, there is no any opportunity for growth, and unfortunately, there is no any opportunity for young people. Young people here are desperate, tired, and very angry with the governments of the last decades.
Theodora,
so
I mean,
my answer is no.
Right. Theodora, you're here. Will you go back? Do you see yourself as having left Greece, or will you go back and will you struggle and try and join the attempt to rescue your country?
I really don't know yet. I really wanted to go back because I'm in favour of going back and doing something better for your country. But I know that this means that I'm going to have less opportunities of better jobs and better lifestyle in the future if I go back to Greece.
So your temptation is to do what?
My temptation is to stay here for a better future. But I know that I have to go back for my country.
So I think you're going to go back. I mean, as things stand, but hell, you've got another 2 years in your course, so
yeah.
Anything could happen.
Yeah.
But Karolos, that's a brave thing that she wants to come back, but you'll meet her crossing the Mediterranean.
Actually, I cannot do something else for that. I don't want to leave. I don't want to escape from Greece. But this is very sad. I know many people who want to escape from Greece to find a better future. Actually, Greece forces the young people leave. We cannot find jobs. Unemployment rates are very high, and green governments are not doing something for that.
Well,
so I cannot find any other solution.
Let me put that to Mr. Mikalos, because the pressure on young people, actually, yes, to get up and go is very, very strong. I mean, there are no real viable benefits at their age, there are no jobs. You have a literal lost generation.
Absolutely. This is the danger, and this is exactly the reason why all social forces, including representative bodies such as the Athens Chamber of Commerce and Industry, which I represent, must be pressuring the government in order to create the necessary conditions for the young academics to remain within Greece and offer their services to the country, because we have seen an outflow of excellent academic talent over the last 15 months.
Well, let me introduce something else. Let me introduce something else here, because you're making that call, but you're not in charge, and indeed no Greek is in charge. The people who are in charge come from Brussels. They are the bureaucrats who are going to run your economy. And I'm just wondering, Karolos, people that you are mixing with, are you going to accept this? Is this a given, or is there going to be a rebellion against this?
Actually, I've read your blog, your article on your blog today, and it describes exactly what I feel about the new bailout package, if that's your question. I think that Greek governments obligate for the next 30 years our generation, and this is very bad. I don't know actually what they think they are going to do, what they are planning, but I think that the game is lost for our generation. We don't have any choices, we don't have any options to do something else. But I'm quite disappointed from today's bailout package. It's not a solution, it's an agreement.
Well, Theodora,
you have...
Let me just go to your colleague Theodora, because I'm just wondering, I mean, you're only 18, but do you feel that what has happened to Greece is inevitable, or might there have been another way? Should perhaps Greece have allowed itself to go bankrupt and try to rebuild again?
I don't really think so.
You think this is the only way?
Yeah.
Stay in the euro?
I think this is the only way.
And I can see the Chamber of Commerce is certainly supportive of that. I mean, Mr. Mikolos, you don't think there's any alternative?
Well, I don't think there is any alternative, Mr. Snow. I will say that the Greek people sacrificed a great deal to become members of the European Union, a great deal even more to become members of the Eurozone. We should all together now prove that we do indeed have a European Union. And this is the reason why I'll say it once again. What we need now is more time. And what we need even more is to have a more European Germany rather than a Germanic Europe. Because Portugal is next, and Portugal has much better figures, although they're in a problematic situation, but with a debt of 112% against their GDP, compared to Greece's 160% currently, with a target at 2020 to reach 120%. It's absolutely ridiculous. We need to have more time in order to carry out the necessary reforms. I'm the first to accept that we do need serious reforms, structural reforms, but not in this front-weighted time parameter that is set by our European partners, by Brussels, as you said earlier on. And I think that austerity on top of austerity will simply not do the trick. Otherwise, the social fuse is running so thin that we are running the risk of a general uprising.
Mr. Mikolos, we will let your call echo around the chambers of Brussels and hope it gets heard. But I do sense from all three of you that you desperately want to pull together for Greece, whatever is going to happen to you individually. Thank you all three very warmly for joining us. Thank you. Matt.